For centuries, a Tibetan monastery high in the Himalayas carried out a sacred task: to record all of God's names. According to their beliefs, the divine could be expressed in 9-letter sequences using a limited alphabet. And once all valid combinations were recorded, the universe would fulfill its purpose and end. The monks had been writing names by hand for generations, an act of devotion they believed the universe itself was waiting for them to complete. But at their current pace, the task would take another 15,000 years. So they made a decision that stunned even their own tradition. They would bring in a computer. A team of Western engineers were hired from a large computing company. They were flown into the remote monastery to set up and install a custom-built machine capable of processing names at a speed no human could match. At first, the engineers were amused. They understood the task as a simple permutation job, not divine revelation. To them, this was just a contract.
9 billion names of God. Must be quite the list. I'm sure he appreciates our neat formatting.
But they were respectful. The monks were kind, focused, and sincere. The engineers did their job. They worked in silence, surrounded by prayer wheels and chanting, feeding in the algorithm that would generate and print 9 billion acceptable sequences. They connected it to a printer, a power supply, and a fail-safe shutdown script, set to finish in just over 3 months. The computer began its sacred work. Day after day, it produced names. The monks carefully recorded each one, treating the printed pages with reverence. They copied them onto scrolls and placed them in sacred archives. This was no joke to them. This was the culmination of the universe. The engineers, meanwhile, drank tea, maintained the machine.
Do they think the world ends when the list finishes?
Apparently. I'm planning to be out of here by then.
Same, just in case.
They weren't cruel. They simply didn't believe. As the project neared completion, the monks grew even more silent. No celebration, no fear, just calm. The engineers decided it was time to leave.
We'll leave now. Our task is complete.
And set off in the early evening with their packs. They walked silently down the narrow trail that wound around the mountain. Above them stretched the stars, sharp and cold in the clear night sky. Then one of the engineers looked up.
You feel that? Like the sky's holding its breath.
The stars, tiny points of light, were disappearing. Not blinking, not fading, just quietly going out, one by one, without any sound, without any fuss. The 9 billion names of God were spoken. The divine equation resolved. And the simulation gracefully shut down.